Welcome to match day here at Marston Fields Fishery. Now, we had a practice yesterday and it was tough going. And today,
it's a hard day.
It's gonna be tough. The wind's turned round. The wind yesterday, and you'll probably hear me say this about 50 times today, the wind yesterday was it wasn't really strong, but it was nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, when it was blowing a bit, it was nice.
It was nice. It was blowing down this end of the lake. This morning, the wind is definitely turned around. It's gone down that way. All the scum's down that end of the lake. And for me, this time of year, that's where I probably want to be. But Zolt is drawn peg
9.
And I know from previous times I've been here, peg 10 is a good peg. It's one of the sort of best pegs, but I think that's because the wind is probably sort of down this end most of the time. So that's it. So we've learned a bit yesterday. I think, not 100% certain, but after yesterday, I think it's going to be...
I think it's going to be method and margin,
maybe edge fishing.
Yeah.
Edge fishing yesterday where we sat didn't happen at all, did it? We didn't spend a lot of time.
I hope it's going to kick off today.
Yeah, I think if you get a few down the edge, it's going to make a big difference. I'm hoping that the fish are down this end of the lake because I think it's very wind. You know, the wind. You need to be in the wind. It's the first few hot days we've had, and I think that if you get that scum blowing in, that's an absolute major bonus. So anyway, Zolt's got his he's got his van there ready to go. I'm hoping that we can compete. Obviously, all these anglers come here week in, week out. So you're dealing with the locals.
I've never been here before.
No, you haven't? Yeah, yesterday.
Sorry, yesterday. I've been here yesterday.
And you'll probably, obviously, you've seen the film from yesterday.
Which was a proper
mess. It was a bit of a mess. He's actually had a bit of a tidy up last night. We're going to try and keep it as simple as possible.
I get confused very easily.
He gets very confused. Very confused. So we're going to try and cancel that out as much as possible. And I hope you enjoy the film. I hope you enjoyed the film, obviously, with the practice session. And we're going to try and put that into the finished article today. And hopefully, fingers crossed, the biggest thing for him and you guys is to compete, is to win your section, to walk off the bank thinking proud of yourself that you've done what you can from wherever you've gone.
Or learn something.
Yeah, and the difference between you guys and him, he gets a slap round the head if he doesn't, and you guys
definitely get it.
You guys get away with it. We'll have a little bit of fun on the way. Let's get down to his peg. Let's set everything up because he does take a long time, and I hope you enjoy the film. I'll get my head down about halfway through. Now this will be comical. If this tip goes round while he's potting in, you watch now. I hope it does because it would be a brilliant laugh. Oh, Zolt. Yes, mate. Well done. Oh, hello. That's on, Zolt. Go on then. That'll do. Thank you very much. That's what we want. Oh. We'll sack that up. It was a brilliant cast. Unfortunately, the line wasn't connected to it. Well, we'll do that a bit shorter then. Lack of concentration there as well.
Yep.
Looks much more inviting than those Hungarian meatballs.
What? Why, you didn't like my Hungarian?
They're all right. I just couldn't eat too many of them.
Desmond, do we need anything else?
A flyer. Peg, how much is it for a flyer?
Can we have a flyer as well?
How much is it for a real good peg, Dale?
Do you want to go in the Super Bowl? Have you done?
No, not yet.
He is very tight with his money, mind. Watch this now. This will be stuck together.
I tell you what, to be fair, Des, aren't all anglers?
Eh?
Aren't all match anglers?
Well, Zolt is extremely tight. You got into the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Yes, he's in.
Oh, I'm in the Super Bowl.
I would have paid your Super Bowl. I'd have had half of it if you'd have won.
Too late.
I need to get
whole
down
So
to
it's back to Michael's, yeah?
Yes, please.
And
the breakfast.
7 points. How about your can of maggots?
I'm not sure that he's worth it, the breakfast, but...
Well, are you paying for both?
What's your name, mate? ZSORT. ZS. Yeah. Yeah.
Salt.
Yeah.
Putting down his salt, most people do.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
No, put his second name down as well, mine. Have you got enough page there?
I thought I'd stop it.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
You might want some Tipex.
Okay.
What is your second name?
Uyvari.
But on that note, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Did you bring the feeder chair with you?
No.
No.
I've got mine.
Have you? That's handy. I'll get my head down about halfway through.
No chance.
You've been practicing yesterday.
Yes.
No excuses.
Yeah, but still, I need my coach. So you're not gonna have enough. It's not a Gloucester canal.
Right, we're best about to
Right,
do the
mate,
draw.
net rules. £60 a net. If you put 3 carp nets in, which I doubt you'll need today, you can go over. Anything under £2 or skimmers or bream in with the silvers, okay? So all the silverfish and carp under £2 in one net. Alright, everyone happy with that?
Yeah.
Come on then.
Let's draw bonus now.
Oh, bonus peg, yeah, £50. Someone want to draw me a bonus out?
Zol, make sure you get that bonus peg.
Willow 28.
What's the reactions? Is that going to go?
Could do.
Yours,
Come
Zol.
on then, off you go.
Willow 5.
Don't say it, don't swear, no swearing.
Willow 9.
That is opposite where we were. Oh, he won it there, Zol. You were under a serious amount of pressure.
Oh man. I didn't want it to hear that.
Why not?
No.
The
No.
wind's
Willow
blowing.
28.
Let's
What do you
have
reckon then?
If the wind is going to be the same as yesterday,
We're on the same lake, aren't we?
yeah, yeah. Because yesterday they told us to go back then.
Right. Oh, well, you're on 9.
Yeah.
Oh, mate! I forgot. Well, peg 10's meant to be an absolute screamer. Right, let's get round. I'm looking forward to
Let's
this.
have a look at the bag. And
Yeah, I pre-baited it last night, so we're sorted.
I think he was fishing for this one, no? The other one.
So, first impressions.
To be fair, I would be slightly happier on the other lake because there is a few skimmers and bit of bream.
They didn't feed yesterday.
They didn't feed
No.
yesterday.
So I wouldn't. To be honest, I think for you on here, I think it's quite nice because
At least we know what we expect.
The biggest problem we got is at the moment it's like a sheet of glass. And
Yeah.
yesterday the wind was blowing down here. I just hope we get a little bit of breeze.
Yeah, that could be nice.
But I think I take this.
Yeah, yeah.
It was one yesterday over this bank here, I think, with 70 odd pound. But you can see up there, the worrying thing is you see all that scum.
Yeah.
Now that means that wind, I think that wind's turned last night and gone at that end.
Yeah.
So you see it all, but up there by the
Yes.
aerator. But yeah, I had a walk round. When we were packing up yesterday. I walked round just to have a look, and there was hardly any. Even after the match yesterday, there was hardly any fish coming in the edges. Where the other lake, they were all in the edges, stirring everything up. Where obviously where everybody chucked their bait in. But I think at the end of the day, it's what it is, and I think it'd be tough.
Yeah, but it
But-
could be much worse.
I think it'd be all right. I think we'll have a chance of possibly winning the lake or maybe framing with a bit of luck. See that wind now? That wind's starting to. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Oh, where's it blowing? It is blowing this way, isn't it? No, it's
Coming to her face.
yeah. So hopefully the wind will get up and that'll help us possibly catch some fish short and down the edge. Right, we've drawn peg 9. The wind is blowing completely the opposite way to yesterday. It's blowing straight out the other end of the lake. It's typical. But Zolt is just about clipping up now to the island. Now that's quite a way off. So what he's done, he's clipped up. Now he's unclipping. He's going to pull like 1.5 meters. Oh, how much did you take off? How much?
Like a meter.
Did you?
Yeah.
Right, so he's taken 1 meter off, and this is what I do when I'm clipping up, exactly the same. So I thought I'd do a bit of a desi cam because this is really important. It's a different day today. It's flat calm. Now he's going over there. Oh, that's nice.
I think it's...
That was pretty good. Let's do one more so I can do a close up on, if we can zoom in.
I'm going to be slightly on the right. I'm aiming.
Yeah, well, we've got a nice bit of cover over there, and bear in mind it's absolutely boiling. Flat calm, I think, trying to get near that cover, like here, I would say. That's lovely, mate. You can't get so much better than that.
I think
he's happy with that. Look
Yeah.
at him, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, let me zoom out because I don't want to see him that close. So that's it. So
I'm pretty much happy with that custom.
yeah, so let's talk about the peg a little bit. We got here this morning, so he's got all his bait ready. Nice, look at him now, he's organised now, see?
Much better than yesterday.
Much better than yesterday's performance. But down to his left here, this is the next guy. There's obviously some work going on here with different, making some more lakes and all here. It's going to be massive, this fishery. But down here, there's a nice load of cover. And what I do when I get to my peg in the morning, Zolt probably wouldn't even bother. I went for a little scout within pole range,
Yeah,
just have a
but
look.
That's why I'm Zolt and you are the ship.
Well, so I had a look, and then down in here, now bearing in mind this was fish yesterday, I seen 2 or 3 carp literally come in. Some of them were probably getting on for double figures. Never seen them until you walk down. I stayed off the bank a bit, and I seen 2 or 3 come in, have a little munch on the bottom, and then just cruise off. But the problem we got is the wind is blowing up the other end. Now whether these fish are going to stay in the area, I don't know. And down to our right hand side, he's put a bag on that Dougal, that plant, so we can fish down to the right as well. Even though there wasn't many fish caught in the edge yesterday, the ones that were caught were big. And today, like any day on these lakes, catching 2 or 3 late could be the difference between framing.
0 to hero.
Exactly. So we've got to be very aware of that today. He's going to have to look after his inside line. Yesterday was different. We were over there yesterday. That's not actually been pegged today. The margin, obviously, got the cameraman walking about as well, which we know will make a difference. I've told Jamie he's not allowed to go down to his left. That's got to be left alone. So anyway, that's what we're doing at the moment. He's going to put his rigs on, and but I just thought I'd run through obviously what we're doing and what the peg's like, and hopefully things will be better. Just that bit concerning with the wind turning. I was hoping the wind was going to be blowing the same way as yesterday, which was straight down this end, but not today, not yet anyway. Hopefully it'll turn around. About to plumb up down the edge now.
I underestimated the distance.
Oh, is that 13? We'll get the 14.5 on then. So he's going to have to fish long. He's going to have to flex his muscles today. But I think it's going to give us, with the conditions, with the wind blowing up the other end at the moment, there's a lot more activity today on the top. So hopefully it will come down the edge. So we're going 14.5 meters. And I think we're going to be looking to fish in quite shallow water, I do. Come away from the bank a little bit, Zolt, because that's going to be... No, come away. Away means like going down to the lake. I think these big fish and these sort of waters, they come in really shallow water. And I think that down there looks really sweet. So just lift that up, Zolt, show everybody how deep it is. I reckon that's probably like 16 inches. Yeah, you're not going to be fishing right in there, are you? Because you're talking like 4 inches deep.
I think I'm going to fish somewhere here.
Yeah, down to the right slightly. Then again, go out again. No, out.
Oh.
Yeah, well, out means that way, and in means that way, doesn't it?
Depends if you are in the water.
If you're going around a roundabout and you go to the right, you don't go to the left, do you?
Depends if you are in Europe or
Yeah, true. That is very true. So I think, like there,
Yeah.
I think that's a good starting point. It gives enough cover for them to come in. So I reckon that is like, we'll measure it in a minute. And then I'm also going to get him to have a quick look down to his right hand side. I think we're going to concentrate on the left hand side, but we're going to go to the left, concentrate on the left hand side. But maybe just put a little bit down, just hold it out there as well, go to your right, go down to your right hand side. I mean, just have a look down there, see what that is. That's really shallow. Put another joint on so you can see your float properly, because obviously you're not going to be able to see your float. It's more important to see your float there. Got to apologise for the noise because they are flat out doing work on this fishery. So we're going to put another joint on. But yeah, that's different. That's slightly different there. So that's actually shallower, nearer the bank. But plumb up down there the same depth, so like that's a long way off the bank, isn't it? That's got to be
somewhere here.
1.5 meters. Well, no, just plumb up so it's nice. At least then. I can't see because I'm up behind the stuff. Like there I would. So you're a bit, like a float length over depth, which I think is going to be good for those big units.
Yeah.
And we've put a little float on, so at least he can feed a bit of bait there. And if they do come in, he can drop down there. I think if they do come in and start stirring the bottom up, we'll be able to see that. But I think we will concentrate on that area down there as it just looks nice. I just want that wind to turn. The wind's going straight that way today, and yesterday it was straight in our faces. So we've got like just under a float length over depth. We've got a little 4B10 carp shallow, because I just said to him, I think we want a little baby float in that depth of water, nothing too heavy. Push most of the shot around the bottom of the float and have a couple of number 10 stots down, 019 main line and 017 bottom. So we're just going to plumb up a bit more now, a bit like yesterday, long, just in case. I can't see long pole could play a part, but I think it's going to be a bit of method feeder and then hopefully short poling down the edge late. So let's let him set up and we'll get going at the start of the match. Right, well, we got about 2 minutes ago. Zolt's just getting himself sorted out. His head's coming off a little bit because he's run out of time.
Stop laughing.
So anyway, we are virtually ready to go. So we're going to start on the method. We're not going to give it long. We're just going to get him to ping a few pellets on his two longer line, well, his short pole line and his long pole line. 4 mils. You've got your catapults out, haven't you? So we've got a nice little selection of bait. We've got some little, just got some little Robin Reds out as well.
Oh, thank you, Desmond.
Yeah, some little Sonia Bait Robin Reds. Got in one of my little containers outlet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, rattles as well. So we didn't try that yesterday, so we got a couple of them out. Put them over there for him. Okay. And then we've got some Bandams. There's some marine green and match method mix the same. Got your method molds out. It's a bit stressful because obviously Zolt's also got to mess about the cameras with Jamie and get everything right. So there's a lot of yeah, there's quite a bit of stress involved in filming this.
Dad, have you seen my hook?
No. Have you got a hook on?
No.
Right, well I got my hook box here. That's why I brought it over, because I knew his head was going to come off. So we're going to start on little pellets, aren't we? Oh, there you go. Let's get a hook on. So we'll get a 16 KKH barbless. You all right? Don't panic a minute. Just take your time. Otherwise you're getting a tangle. So we are going to start. Now, obviously, we've made a bit of a plan. There's loads of carp by the island today. Jamie actually put the drone up just to do a bit of air footage for the fishery and stuff, to have a look around. And there are loads of fish on the top today. You can't see them. You wouldn't be able to mug them today because you can't see them.
There's one. Are we stuck with the large one?
No, start on a small, I reckon. 30 gram small. Just get out there, don't worry about that a minute. Put a 6mm. Yeah, in there, little 6mm. Or one of them, won't matter really. Nice little 6mm. And also, the rule is, though, you can actually feed whilst you're fishing.
Am I?
Yes, you're allowed. Which I didn't know that, so that's handy. So while you're waiting for a bite on the tip, you can actually use the pot, which is unusual because I've never fished a match where you
Are you
can.
sure about that?
Yes, because they're doing it. Look.
Ah, okay.
So it's not even out. We'll disqualify him. So we might not be able to beat him. Do you put a bit of bait booster on those? Yeah.
Yes.
Sound. Right, come pack that on. So we're going to start on a little method. It's going to be a tricky day, especially now that wind's turned and gone 180 degrees up the other end of the lake. But there is some fish on the island. The island looks nice here. It's a little bit wider, I reckon,
Yes.
and it looks nice. Oh, yes, salt. Beautiful cast. So get yourself all, like, go careful, like I said yesterday.
Yeah.
It's really important you take your time with all this. You have to adjust his rod a little bit. Don't worry about that because the wind's off your back. That ain't going to drag a 30 gram feeder. Just tweak that line a little bit. Not a lot. And when it is like this fat com, the most important thing for me is not to move the feeder at all. It's literally plonk it in and let it settle.
We talked about
Don't
that
go,
yesterday.
yeah, don't go to any extreme unless that wind gets up and you have to get your line down.
So
Now I think
should I
personally,
feed the mark? Yeah, no. the
no, I
margin we
think
talked
the
about last
top kitten free, we'll put micros in with a bit of corn.
time. Okay.
So you want to do that while you're waiting for a bite, that's absolutely fine. That's what we can do today. I didn't know that until virtually yesterday afternoon. So don't put too many in, like quarter of a pot.
Like that.
Yeah,
And a bit
So-
of corn.
a little bit of corn. And then we can ping a few pellets over both lines, so the 13 and the top 6. That's all right, that's just a bit of
That's a
little
lot.
liner. So is that your top 6, yeah?
Yeah.
I've never done this before. I've never actually fished a match where you can feed with the pot
Hold on.
whilst you're fishing the tip.
One.
Well, you
2, 3,
come
yeah.
on, Zot. You got 3 lines. No, what are you doing over to the right? Did you plumb up to the right?
Yeah, I'll plumb up that.
Right. Okay. I was just checking.
Yes.
I was off doing something else when you were doing that. So we made a decision after yesterday, after it was fishing hard on the pole, and with the wind blowing up the other end.
Should I feed the long line
No,
as well?
no. I'm just going to ping pellets there, 4 mils. So whilst he's waiting for a bite on that, I'm just going to ping a few 4s. And then you can throw a few 4s down to your right hand side. I don't think the right hand side is going to be our favourite margin because Jamie's walking about there. That's where he's working with his cameras and that. So you've got to take that into consideration. Did that actually go? You might have to use a catapult down there. It was a nice throw, by the way. That's it. And I think if they come in down there, they'll show themselves, do you know what I mean? Not going to be easy to catch, admittedly, but liner, massive liner.
Yeah. Like yesterday, you remember?
Yeah, they're swimming around off the bottom out there, aren't they? And I think the ones that were caught on the feeder yesterday ain't the ones that are swimming around. But it's definitely we've had a couple of little knocks that I think are probably fish. Maybe around the feeder. There was always an option of fishing a bomb, and there's an option for fishing a waggler, but Zol has not got any confidence with the waggler at all.
No, not at all.
He's got to work on. He needs to go out and practice, because for us to try and film that, I don't think it's the right thing to do. I think we need to stick with And I think that's a good point as well. If you do go match fishing and you're not keen on something, you don't think you're that good about it, probably don't bother.
Yes.
Stick with things that you're confident with. Because it is going to be a tricky day. I think it's going to be roughly like it was yesterday. Hopefully a little bit better. Oh, hello. That's on, Zolt. Go on then. That'll do. Thank you very much. That's what we want. There's one thing you haven't got out, is your clicker.
Yeah, I didn't fold the tablet in.
Oh, that's handy then. So your coach is absolutely, what are you saying? The coach is rubbish.
Yeah.
So that's good. Right, just take your time because every fish is going to be count. Why have you got your rod? Why isn't it like exactly? The whole point of having a cork handle of a rod is that you have it like an extension of your arm, not playing it under your armpit.
Probably European have it as well.
Europeans do that?
Yeah, or everyone.
Well, perhaps I should be coaching the whole of the Europe. So that's good. One bite, one cast. Make sure every fish goes in the net. Got your back wind off? No. So if it did shoot off and snap your hook length, well, if it snapped off, if it weren't bolted off and snapped your hook length, what would you do? Your head would be coming off, and my head would come off.
Oh yeah.
So let's settle down now. So it's all about now looking after the other lines. We've not made it complicated. We've got an edge line or two edge lines, left and right. We've got a top kit and free because of the actual depth of the water. And we got a 13 metre line. Personally for me, and that's what, you know, I think is going to be a lot of this fishing. I think, you know, for you guys watching, that's fishing. You know, there I think you're going to have to concentrate on chucking to the island, maybe coming off a bit like we did yesterday, but nicking the odd fish. But they do scrap like hell. These little like 4 pound, 3 to 5 pound fish fight massively. So we're on 017, got 8 pound sinking feeder mono, haven't we? 8 pound?
Yes, 8 pounds.
I would like Zolt to tell the general public what he's using.
I'm concentrating to try
Right.
to land my first
Okay.
fish. I promise after I will talk.
Okay, so we got an 11-foot Superior X rod, which is Zolt's choice of rod. I would probably,
Would go with the
I would probably go with a 10, but it's completely different today because I'll tell you for why. I'm looking over there where Zolt's feeder landed, and we've got tails up. That's the sort of things I'm looking at whilst I'm playing a fish. Is having a quick gander over there. Cool. Hello. That's nice. Sorry about that. We've got a bulldozer sorting the road out. Jamie's got the right ump about that. Anyway, so over there it's different. It's definitely different to yesterday. Just make sure this goes in the net, Zolt. So we're on 017 powerline bottom to a 16 kkh and a band with a 6mm hard pellet on it at the moment, because that's what we found yesterday. I think they're just picking up the little baits that are like not bright, not today, or they weren't yesterday. This could be about £10, it'd be nice. Because it's shallow on the inside here as well, they fight like mad.
I can't estimate the weight of
No, I know. Well, just make sure you can't estimate the weight of fish. I would say that's £5.
You reckon?
Yeah. Jamie, what do you reckon?
6.5.
No, come on. It's not even that.
Not even 5
It's not even £5. It's £4. He did make a big meal of that. He made a meal of that like bigger than his breakfast. Now that wind now is turned and is starting to blow right to left a little bit. So that's good. Well done, Zolt.
First fish in the net.
£4. We will get the clicker out a minute. I'll get cast out first.
Get on. Good boy.
Right, fill that mould up quite a way, 3/4 at least. Make sure it's all nice and neat. Is your hook length right? Yeah.
Yep.
You might have to put a 4mm on as well sometimes if they're picking up those little micros and nothing else. Sometimes putting a 4mm, it's like putting a 4mm Bandem on, can make a big difference. They just want little hook baits. No, get back out there. Don't worry about the stopwatch. That all comes after you've cast. You want to get back out there. All the little things you do this end are out when you're fishing. So your casting's brilliant. Right, steady. You might have to get the line down now, so we've got a little bit of side wind. Just hold it like that. Take your time. If we get a bite, you'll know about it anyway.
Oh, I had a liner.
Yeah, don't worry about it. The bites are very aggressive here, aren't they?
Yes.
And this is a sort of fishery where you can come in practice. It's a great, make sure that line's all down. You ain't got the line down yet. Right, a few pellets on your long line. A few over that top 6. No liners. That might be on actually, Zolt. That's on, I think. Go on. Yeah?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Brilliant. Well done, mate. So second fish, second shot. This is what we want, ladies and gentlemen. Settle him in. You imagine if the wind had been blowing this end as well. I would like to get that bloke in that machine. Jamie, do you mind going over there and like ripping him out? I think he's realised we're filming and we're like, right, I'm going to make as much noise as I possibly can. He's probably built like Arnold Schwarzenegger, so I probably won't bother. Hopefully he'll be going for his coffee break in a minute. And normally with the building tray, that goes on for about 3 or 4 hours, so. Not a bad fish either, that.
Outside like previous.
Yeah, a bit bigger than that one. That one's probably getting on for 4.5, 5. So we started on a little, which I think is the best feeder of all time, which is a small flatbed ICS. I'm going back to the rods. Zolt's choosing an 11-foot Superior X rather than a 10. I could probably chuck a nice 10 over there, but to be honest, where it's being that shallow in close, it probably makes sense to fish an 11-foot. So go on, Zolt, have him. Nicely done. He's a bit bigger, touch bigger. Oh, hello. Look, length gone. No, go on, get him out. Get him in the net. Get back out. So what we'll do, we'll let Zolt settle into it. All I'm going to get him to do is keep doing that method, fire a few pellets in on that short line, and then try and time it for him. Well, I'm going to get him to do it is every 40 minutes roughly is to put a little bit of micro and corn on that top well, basically top 6 line. At the moment he's doing all right. He's had 2 casts and 2 fish. That's a great start and a lot better than what we started on yesterday. But obviously we learned a little bit. Feeder wise, we are literally filling the mould right to the top, putting the hook bait in the middle, because then that gives you time. I find when the fish can be quite, because you had a bit of this yesterday, a bit of knocking, and I thought, is it small fish? We never actually caught anything apart from carp yesterday on the method. Never caught any bream or skimmers. No. So I think they're crafty. They know what the score is. So yeah, we'll let him settle down and we'll get back to you in a bit. And his casting is lovely. And he is slowed down from yesterday. No winding in, no panicking. Get that line down, be patient, and wait for the bite. You're not panicking, you just chill out. You don't have to tell me so. He's having a go at me now. He thinks I don't have to use a mobile phone.
You're supposed to learn.
So anyway, the clicker says, I forgot the little one he caught. The clicker says £10. That's out of focus, but anyway, it's good. It's good actually. We've got a bigger fish on now. So his casting's been, he dropped that one a little bit shorter, probably 1.5 meters from the island. I said leave it. He said I'm not happy. I said just leave it. If it goes round, and it's gone round with a better sized fish. So it ain't all about chucking on a dinner plate. I know we all try to and we all get stressed out of it, but it ain't always about that. So the scores on the doors, we've been fishing for 35 minutes, and if he lands this one we'll have £15, which is great. A bit of confidence, a couple of fish being caught. Everybody's on the feeder at the moment. I don't think there's been much. The guy to his right's now playing his third one. He's had 2 little ones. He's chucking quite a way off the island. So we'll watch him get this in on the Desi cam. Oh, yeah, well, all right. Just concentrate. It's just nice to catch some fish in the sun, to be honest. Got to apologise for the machinery. I'm definitely going to go over and start talking to him in a minute so he stops work for a couple of hours. Or we could get Jamie the cameraman to go over and have a chat with him. He's there, look, doing his work. So there's a lot going on here. I got a camera behind me. I got a camera over there. I got a camera. It is like a prison. So, and he got a camera on his seat. There's a lot goes into it. There's a lot of stress when we do these live matches and that. Believe you me, it's not an easy process. It's a lot of aggro for the angler, and it's a lot of work for the cameraman. It's where they earn their money.
And what if the cameraman is fishing?
Well, I would say he's a very lucky person, Zolt.
Oh yeah, I am.
Nice fish, that's probably £6. That's a good fish. Could do with a few of those to build our weight up. I think it's going to be quite a, I mean, that's fishing at the end of the day. I think it's going to be quite a get your head down on the method day, and hopefully we'll catch a few on the pole. Unfortunately, with the conditions, the time of year, it is a bit like that, as we all know. Even everywhere in the country's fishing a bit tricky at the moment. They're a bit, I don't know, they probably just got over spawning, or they haven't spawned, and they can be a bit of a nightmare to catch sometimes. There's no muggers today. There's fish on the top. You cannot see a thing on this side of the lake. It's completely silver water. That's a lovely angle there. So I should be a cameraman.
No, definitely.
The problem is if we had to do fishing with you all the time, I'm not sure what would happen to the. Yeah, look at him, golden common. Go on, Zolt.
No.
Bad angling.
Bad angling.
Just got 'em. They do half fight. They scrap. They are angry. They're like me if I don't have breakfast.
You did have a double breakfast.
I had a double breakfast this morning, egg and bacon twice. Oh yes, that's a beauty. Oh yes, that's a bonus today. There is some absolute units in this lake. That's not one of the big ones, but it's a good one. £6-7 that, I would say. He's just hit the company van with his land net handle. That's if Lewis Porter's watching this. Well, let's hope he's not. Well done, Zolt. You're doing brilliant. His casting's absolutely lovely. He has chucked one underneath that Dougal. Literally, it deserved a bite. So we'll watch him cast out, and then we'll turn off a bit and then catch up again. Well, I thought I'd do a bit of filming on that one because it's a beauty. Water's a lovely colour here. It's that turquoisey grey.
Come on, get out. Get out, buddy.
Beautiful. Well done, Zolt. So we'll just run through what he's doing. I've told him to get that mould literally full up. And we've got the oyster catchers kicking off again. Jamie put the drone up earlier. They were not impressed with that whatsoever, Jamie, were they?
No.
The whole family was after the drone.
I love your little accessory side tray.
yes, so that's what I use it for. Catapults, a few pellets. We've also put a bit of bait booster on the pellets today.
I need to get one for myself.
So he's cramming that on, making sure that feeder's full up to the gunnels. That hook bait's right in. That bait booster makes all the difference. You know, that was one of the things we spoke about last night. So let's see him cast over. Oh, that was a pressure cast. And he returned it.
Tried my best.
Like Boris Becker he was then, returning the forehand.
I had a good teacher.
Oh, there you go. Right, report back in a bit. He's doing brilliant. It's like that movie here, Planes, Trains and Automobiles. So we're doing great. We've been fishing just under 50 minutes. And with this fish, I think he's going to have 20, just over 20 pound, I reckon. That one's 4 pound. Just nice and patient on the method feed. There's no rushing, is there?
No, not today.
There's 6 minutes, 7 minutes for some of the bites. So I'm going to click that for 4 pound.
Coming up.
Let's put him down for 4 pound.
Oh, that's bigger than I thought.
Yeah, I said it'd be 4 to 5, didn't I? Is it 5? It'd be 4 pound. We'll put it down for 4 pound. It'll make you look better when you weigh in. What you underestimated. So, nice and simple. We ain't changing nothing round. We had a good chat last night. Gonna put a bit of additives in the pellets, bit of bait booster. He's got a bit of haze. Just try and get him to switch on. He's very muddly, Zolt, as you can probably see from the camera. It's not smooth at all. It's like he's having a fight with the landing net, which is quite comical in a way, but it's also very annoying for me because I want him to go back out and catch another one.
I'm just not used to the
No, I know.
Usually I have
So at the moment, the only thing is, there's a guy up there. He's actually catching up. He's on the pole, but he has got that wind. And I did say this morning the scum was in that corner. I think that'd be quite a good area of the lake today. But this is normally a nice area. Chatting to Dell, the owner, he did say yesterday. He said 10 around that area is a good area because I think the wind normally blows down this end. It just so happens Zolt's got my ability of drawing, and but at the moment he's doing great, and it's definitely fishing better today. There's more fish coming out. I think that little bit of bait that's gone in yesterday from that previous match, I think that's helped it no end, and you'll find that on lakes with carp. Some venues need that bit of bait. Just putting a bit of haze on, look, and that does. You don't have to like put the whole bottle on. So yeah, there's no signs though. The two biggest fish he's had are the last two fish he's had, and honestly, like where that duck is, we've seen a couple of tail patterns. See, now that's a little bit off, but don't worry about it. He's like, oh, I don't like that. I'm like, leave it. It's all right. It's good enough. But keeping everything smooth, getting the line down. I think the bottom's so clean over there. If you put much tension on the feeder, it just moves. It moves along the pebbles. And there's one thing I noticed yesterday when I had a go on his kit. You had to be really, like, hardly any pressure on the tip. So yeah, doing brilliant at the moment. He's getting into the rhythm of feeding, firing a few pellets down the edges on each line, just to try and get some fish in. You know, even if they're coming in and out throughout the day, you're not fishing for them, it gives them the confidence to keep coming in and out. But he's forgot one thing. I did say to him on the last cast, I said, what?
Oh yeah, I'm going to.
Oh, what was it?
Feed the short.
Feed the top 6 line. I said, put another quarter of a pot of micros in. But he can do that because of the rule here today. You can do it. You can do that whilst you're fishing. Now this will be comical. If this tip goes round while he's potting in, you watch now. I hope it does, because it'd be a brilliant laugh. because he nearly lost his rod on the previous swing because he was looking somewhere else. So let's see if we can get a bite whilst he's messing around with that. This could be a broken section coming up here, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like you might be able to get away with it. So looking after your other lines might not even come into play, but that's what you've got to do as a match angler. So, did you put some corn in as well?
Yeah.
Bit.
And a couple of 6 as well.
Yeah. There's quite a bit of this little on the tip. I can't quite work out, like yesterday. It feels like you just got to be patient. It's certainly not what I expected. It's like, I thought it was going to be in and out constantly, getting a little indication and then nothing, you have to keep casting. It just seems to be, you've got to wait your time, set your little trap. I got a feeling that it's definitely fishing better, which is good. Yep, there's definitely a few fish coming out. So we just to show. So I've got Zol. We brought some casters with us. I don't think they're going to play a part, really. We've got a little throwaway line just by this sort of bit of vegetation, because you never know on these lakes. Them big old fish. Even if you just throw the casters of dead maggots or even micros down there, you can get an odd one come in late, and you can just, you know, pick up your margin rig and flick it in there. And sometimes you can make your own bit of luck with that. And I've been on these lakes before where your short margin is much better because you can see the fish coming into your peg. With the wind at the moment, the wind has changed. Now I'm looking around, there's definitely a few fish that have been caught on the long pole.
I was right, he was fishing on the pole.
Yeah, so is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not in our game plan,
He's
so that's not going to be happening at the moment. But this wind, if it carries on like that, it can't do nothing but help the edges, to be honest. This is the first cast we've had actually without a bite. How long's it been out? 4 minutes on?
4 minutes.
So it's getting near the time now where the bites have come, haven't they?
Around 5 minutes, 4-5 minutes.
And that's where that stopwatch helps massively. There's an indication there, wasn't it?
Yeah. Liner.
Yeah, weird.
It's weird that
It's like they're spooky and they don't come to it immediately, or they might do on certain days, but they're certainly not. They're not coming to it like they might do on different, you know, on a different day. The only thing we have, we've not put no ground bait in, so if we get a couple of casts with nothing, we can change to a little bit of ground bait. We can have a mix of ground bait and micros, or even just neat ground bait a couple of casts just to try and fire them up. It's worth trying. And then obviously we got the little bandams out, a bit of colour in it.
Do you think it makes different when you're using a bandom?
Oh,
it makes different
100%.
if you're using bands or you're using a bait spike?
Yeah, I think bayonets are really nice, aren't they? Because everything's like out of sight, if you like, but then you've got a great big hook by the side of it, haven't you, when you're air rigging?
Yeah.
So, yeah, whichever way you look at it, I'm not too sure, but yeah, when I'm fishing for crack, oh hello, now you are. That's what, 6 minutes, 5 minutes 55.
Yeah.
So it just shows you folks that, oh, steady Zolt. Oh no, he's done us. I was going to swear then,
I was close.
but
to
that's part of it, I'm afraid. That is, oh, that's a gutter actually, because I don't know if that was a big fish or not.
It was.
No, I don't know.
I think it was. You know, it's.
I got a money spider on me. There's the hook in there, look, in that
Thank you.
thing. So that's the obviously that was a severe bite, bit of a gutter, but So straight back out. Bit gutted about that because every fish is going to be crucial today. But the wind, that wind, come on wind. If that stayed like that, that left-hand margin looks very inviting. So looks much more inviting than those Hungarian meatballs.
What? Oh, you didn't like my Hungarian?
They're all right. I just couldn't eat too many of them. Don't forget, we can always double load that, mind.
Yeah.
So do that, and then you put a little bit of loose over the top if you want.
Should I put some ground bait on the top?
No, just do a bit of loose with pellets. Just try and stick with pellets if we can. No, not too many. Just fill that mould, and then don't squeeze it on. That comes off. You know what I mean? So all the little tricks of the tray with that. So they'll come off. Make a bit of loose micros on the bottom. Then you've got your little ball that's going to break down with your hook bait in it. It's all the fish. That's all right. No, that's right. We've had a fish there, so don't worry about it. Oh, he's getting into it now. He's sinking his line and doing his stopwatch at the same time. Now, what Zolt's doing is, once he gets that locked and loaded, he's on his catapult then, feeding his other lines, which is something he's got to do, get into. I do that without even thinking about it.
It's just so hard to remember for all of them.
You don't need to remember. It's just part of it. You need to know. You're priming a line up. So even if it's just different venues, obviously it could be different different baits. There's one thing for certain: if you go to a venue such as Marston Fields, big fish in these lakes, that's where you've got to go a bit careful now with that line. It's time of day, unless you're very lucky. They come down the edges early. These big fish in here, they know that the time of day. Yesterday, the fish that were caught in the edges, they were caught late. Spoke to a guy up there who was in the cafe this morning. He had 3 fish for £30. I don't think he was on this lake, I think he was on a different lake. But he literally went from nowhere to catching 3 fish for £30 in the last 20 minutes. And you'll find that on a lake such as this. I think if the wind was really strong, oh, I thought I was going to go, Zolt. Some right little nasty little flicks, isn't there? It's like they've come off their fins. We had a bit of this yesterday, didn't we? And there wasn't a lot you could do apart from, I think, be patient and wait. Might be worth just slipping a little bandom on next, Chuck. But you don't really want to, because once you've got the confidence with your hook baits,
you don't really want to.
You're more interested in chucking it out in the right area.
That is one.
Yeah, he's on holiday, that one. Little catch up. We've been going for an hour and 40. Oh no, hour and 50 minutes.
2 hours.
And yeah, nearly 2 hours. So the feeder's died. The only thing on that feeder is we had a few casts, and as the feeder went in, literally within like 10 or 15 seconds, you'd have a little tail come up. So there's definitely a few fish coming to the feeder, but they're bloody hard to hook or to get on the bait. There's a guy to his right who's just had another one on the little feeder, but he's fishing off the island, which we haven't really tried that yet because we had that nice little run at the start. The wind's all over the shop. The wind's blowing in at us, then it's off our backs. I think it's just one of them nice hot days where it just goes all over the place. But we just tried the long pole, been looking after it, feeding a few 4 meals. We did pot a little ball of micros in because I said to Zolt, it looks like he's fishing difficult. So we did put a little ball of micros in, probably 15 minutes before we went out there. And he's fishing with a 6mm hard pad at the moment. He's had one little liner, little lift bite. But there's certainly nothing, it's certainly a tricky one, put it that way, at the moment. There's not a lot being caught on the pole at all. Most of it, I think, is feeder bomb. We did have a big one come down the edge. I got Zolt just to chuck some, he's brought some casters with him. He's been chucking casters down on literally a top kitten one, and we did have one big unit come in. Unit. and they ain't easy to catch. And he sort of come in, Zolt put his rig in there, it sort of spooked off, and that was the end of that. But obviously I think they might come in late. They're big fish, they're wise, they've obviously get caught a lot down the edges, and hopefully, I think at the moment, what I can see is he's there or thereabouts on this lake at the moment. I can't see at the very end, obviously around the back of the island. So we'll just give it this a quick go. We'll probably have a quick go on that short pole, but I would have thought if they'd wanted to play ball, we'd have had an indication. Yesterday we caught a couple of decent bream, we caught one decent carp on hard pellets, and at the moment it's just switched off. It's midday, it's bright sun, so it's going to be a tricky one from now on. It's just a pity that method. We've tried different hook baits, we've even gone down to single and double maggot because I felt they were coming to the feeder, but obviously they ain't playing ball properly. We've tried ground bait round. All that happened with that is it's like you drag a one in your peg, you have a little tail pattern, and they just fade away and don't take your hook bait. And we've tried casting out regularly, you know, leaving it there every couple of minutes. That ain't really worked, so we just thought we'd leave it and have a quick go on the pole. Nothing at the moment. Apart, well, we've had 2 indications. Just fire a few formulas over the top, so while you're doing that. Not sure about the other lake. When I walked around last night, that other lake looked a lot more coloured. It was like a browny colour, where this one's like a clear grey colour. It just felt that lake could fish better today. But it's still plenty of time to go. Like I said, just under 2 hours we've been going. And we got, I would say 20 odd pound, I reckon. So it's quite difficult, as we expected really. But we won't give this much longer. We're going to get Zolt to bring it back.
Go back to the
Go
feeder.
back on, yeah, I think we'll go back on that, on the feeder, to be honest. I can't see the point in coming on that short pole. So that's the update at the moment. We're still feeding the edges with a few hard pellets, just priming them up, not putting any micros in yet. As the match goes on, we got to prime. We got to think about priming those margins. That's how we want the win. You want that bit of ripple. Hopefully it stays like that now for the rest of the match with a bit of luck. So that's it at the moment. Quite difficult, but it's fair. As if, you know, it's just going to be a tricky match, I think. But his presentation's bang on. Can't really fault him on anything really.
Really?
Not at the moment. Bit chaotic at times, but when that big cart come down the edge, he was getting tangled up with rigs and. But yeah, that's the sort of opportunity on some venues. You can have a throwaway line like that with whatever bait you fancy, and if one comes in, you see him, go in there and have a go, because if you get him, he can be like double figures. It's not happening that Zolt, is it?
Go
No.
back to the
All right,
feeder,
well,
is it?
come back, feed that with a ball of micros with a few bigger pellets, and have another chuck on that method. We might get one straight away. Oh, well, we'll do that a bit shorter then.
That's embarrassing.
Lack of concentration there, Zolt.
Yeah.
Put a bit, just well, feed that as well before you go out. Just put some loose micros in, like you've been doing, a little bit of corn. It's not giving me any vibes that there's fish coming in on the pole. Do you know what I mean? So we're just going to get him to feed that top kit in 3 sections before we do go back on that feeder. But at the moment, it's really tricky, and there's no sort of. You never know. It's just a 1 or 2 fish at the moment. And we need to get back out there on that method. There's a couple of guys fishing a straight lead and that don't seem to be working either, so I think what we're doing is alright.
Should we stay on the maggots or go
Yeah,
back to
just
the
try
hard
double
ones?
maggot again, just with some micros around the feeder. Make sure those micros are dampened off a bit if they're a bit dry. So just wetting them top half of the micros, make sure they're sticky enough, and we can always add a little bit more bait booster in that. But yeah, we're going to go back on the method and touch wood, fingers crossed. It goes round with a few more bites, but it is the same for everybody at the moment. It's very, very slow. I'll get back to you shortly. Well, we're back in. We had to go on the pole, as you've seen on the last little video we done. And we've had 2 liners. Oh, steady Eddie. So he's just gone back out, micros, round the feeder. Look, one within probably 2 minutes, I would say. So I think we might have to we got some ducks feeding on the bait now, so I'll show you how shallow that is over there. If I can zoom in on them. They're loving life over there, look. He's on the micros. Anyway. So we'll let him get this one in. It's a tricky day. It is tricky. It's very hot, but we're in with a shout. So you're quite abrupt. You're quite smooth. You've got to be smooth. Just smooth it out. So you're arguing with a rod.
I am. It's a tiny one.
It's not a tiny fish. It's all right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, obviously it'd be nice if it was 22 £, but every single fish counts today. There's quite a few of these being caught, so these all add up to the final weight. Remember. So anyway, that's it. 2 hours gone. Just over 2 hours now, and he's into another one. He had a good cast that time. He's all right. Very, very angry. Very angry. I got angry with him earlier. It reminds me of me, that fish. He does stress me out. So anyway, let him get this in. Was that on double maggot?
Yes.
We left the maggots on. We did try maggots and ground bait thinking they were coming, but we went back over on micros and double dead maggot with an 18 hook. I'll give him an 18 KKH just to try it, because I know I have been to venues and
That's far
no,
for you.
thank you. Yeah, just I'll stick that. I should have weighed that in actually. He's all right. Oh, that's risky. No, get it in the net. They are not interested in looking at a kite. They're interested in you winning the match.
Try my best.
That's going to be a tough one, I call. So anyway, we'll get back to it and talk you through that, because it's been a good 40 minutes before we had one, isn't it?
Yep.
We tried the pole, waste of time. Back on the feeder, caught one straight away. Alright, bit of an update. We've got one on the pole. No, we've been flicking a few pellets down there, 6s, and we've just had a couple of ducks come in. I said to the dog, keep feeding the ducks. And he's like, why do you want to do that? I said, well, because it makes it coloured sometimes. I'm not sure how big this is. We've got 17 jaw on, a little 4B10 carp shallow, and 017 bottom, so we ain't messing about. So don't take too many sections off, mate, because if that does shoot off. So, and then we've gone down there with a big cad pot, putting micros in. Oh, he's not as big as what I thought actually.
It's not small either.
No, I know it's not small, but I thought it was a great big one when we hooked it. So that's good. We've got 2 hours to go yet. The couple of guys up that end of the lake, one with the white van there and the white van there, white van man, they seem to be doing about the best. It's been slow. We had Oh, it's not a bad fish. These are going to make the difference. And the wind is just catching us here. Not pushing down this end, but it's just catching that right hand margin. So I'm hoping, a piece of corn on the hook, feeding micros. There's quite a few little perch about, so, and that's interesting. The guy down, oh, that's a small fish he's got there. So yeah, hopefully I get a few of these mixed in, and you know, it'll help massively. But what I'm going to get him to do, I'm going to get him to bombard a couple of big baiting up feeders, so the ICS baiting up feeders. I'm going to get him to put the medium one on and just bomb some bait out by that island, because I just think it'd be no different from fishing down the edge. That's what I fancy doing. That's what I told him to do. Whether he actually listens to me, I don't know.
I do.
He does listen to me. So, and I've been watching that edge, and I'm saying to him, look, you got to be.
That's a big fish.
It's not a big fish, though. It's
a
a
big
decent fish.
It's a big fish for me.
Well, you've got to get it in first. It's gone around his fins at the moment. So we've got 017 bottom and a 16 XS02 hook. There's no point messing about because there's some absolute tanks in this venue. Don't stab it. Don't you stab him off. Oh, he's adjusting his landing net. So 2 hours to go. Got plenty of time, but I think if we can bombard that island with a bit of kit, micros and ground bait mixed together, it gives us a bit of an opportunity to get them feeding, get them muddling, you know, get some mud going. Because we've had the swans in here and it's actually gone chocolate brown. I didn't really want the swans because they're nasty. They're not very keen on human beings on this menu. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get Zolt to just go down there, use the micros, and just go down there with a single hook bait. Because they are crafty, you know, they get caught down the edge a bit here and they ain't easy to catch. That was a lovely bite. Literally, I said to him, I went for a little walk. And I said, I'm sure I just see a little boil by your float, and then it flew under. You've never actually seen the fish in 14 inches of water. It's absolutely crazy. And I did say to him, you've got to be very switched on to the bite. You know, as soon as that float goes, you've got to be on it. He was a bit slow on one of the bites. It was like he was falling asleep. And I said, look, you've got to get switched on. So that's what we're going to do. We'll let him get this one out. We'll put an ICS baiting up feeder on, get some bait out to that island, have a bit of a gamble. Sometimes when it's harder, you've got to put more bait in. I think, looking down that edge at the moment, I think I just seen another shadow. You see like a dark back move, but there's no boils or nothing. It's incredible. So anyway, we're doing all right. We are doing all right. We're beating everybody around us. Like I said, there's two guys at that end of the lake. They're probably doing, I don't know, it depends on the size of them. Zolt's had a couple of decent ones. This is a decent fish. So I've told him to hook the corn. I did have a look at his corn. He's hooking it too deep. I said, look, you just want to go through the skin, not actually hooking it like it's not ever going to come off. Well done, Zolt. Oh.
Bad angling?
Not bad angling, just unlucky, I'd say that was. And we've been pinging pellets up that bank. And hopefully we'll have a few come in the edges. Between now and the end. If we can catch like 4 or 5, I'm quite, you know, that's a good one, but I was hoping it was going to be like a proper double figure one. Don't they scrap, Zolt? Scrap like hell, don't they?
Yep.
Absolutely lunatics. So we'll let him get this one out, and then I'll do a little bit more video, and I'm putting the bait up feeder on and getting some gear out to the island. And I'll just get him to tap.
Come on.
Well done, mate. Spot on. How big's that? £8?
Yeah, 8, 9 pounds.
8 or 9, you reckon?
Yeah.
Let me be the judge of that. Yeah, I'll give you £8.
It's chunky like you.
If it weighed as me, mate, if it weighed as much as me, you could just sack
Win
it
the-
all off and it'd be done and
Win
dusted.
the match instantly.
Job done. Even my left leg, you'd probably win the match with. So get him in the other net, Zolt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I want to do now is go down there with that big cab pot, just tap a few micros in, right? Just to give that a bit of a rest. You've got to watch these swans though, because they're a bit of a pain in the neck. Just throw a few pellets down there for those swans, keep them in the area.
Hey boy.
That's it, go on again. Keep them there, I don't want them going down to that bank if we can't, that do. At least we can keep the swans happy as well.
Do you want me to fish as well or just
No, just go down there, because I want you to bait up that
only with the catfish?
I don't think we can put too much in. I think we're fishing for individual fish down there in shallow water, and I think putting loads of bait in is could be a bit of a disaster, to be honest. That's my honest feeling. So we're going to do that, and I'll get back to you when we start doing the baiting up feeder. Right, Result's going to do a bit of baiting up. We've got the ICS baiting up feeder on. Oh. We'll sack that up. It was a brilliant cast. Unfortunately, the line wasn't connected to it. Oh dear. Well, we'll sack that off. I just find that absolutely incredible when you go down the edge like that in 14 inches of water. If you went and walked down there, you'd see them come in, but literally Zolt dropped that in then, fed it, so he's feeding slightly short or slightly out a little bit from where he's actually fishing. Put his rig over top of that, he was like dragging it in, elastics out. There's not a sign, we cannot see a sign. It's not until I've walked down there or halfway, I obviously don't want to go down and disturb the fish too much, that you actually go down there. It's only a small fish, that one, but you see an odd little boil come up, but you can't see it from here. It's absolutely incredible. That was also upsetting the swans. That swan is absolutely massive as well. It's got the raging ump, probably with Jamie actually. Jamie's just had his sandwich, his dinner, and he never give him a bit of bread. But we've got a mallard down there, look, he's happy with the situation as well. But it doesn't matter, we just don't want them down there really. It's just nice result to actually like catch some fish down the edge. We've been priming it up all day, trying to keep him going, and this is what you guys have got to learn, is to wash your fishing, even if it's picking a catapult up while you're fishing a feeder. You know, fire a few, we fired 6 mils down there because we are really fishing for carp. So it's looking all right. We got an hour and 45 to go. So if this carries on, we'll be all right.
Fingers crossed.
I don't know about the other lake though. The other lake could be fishing really well. I don't know. Yesterday it fished very similar. Zolt's opted for a 17 because there is some absolute proper big carp in here. Go on, Zolt, have him. Ooh. So we got a mallard, we got a couple of mallards down there. We're not bothered about them because they do put a little bit of colour in the water. Them fish see that every day. As soon as we go down with the pole, they're gone anyway. We just want to keep them swans up here. He's having a right battle, isn't he?
Yeah.
For a 5-pounder, 4-pounder.
Angry one.
Go on, Zolt, have him.
Go on, Bobby.
Yes, well done. Back in that middle net now, mind. Oh, he's £5 at least.
6.
Chunky, isn't he? Fat.
Yeah, chunky like you.
I'm always chunky. I've never been nothing else but chunky. So we got a little 4B10 F1 shallow, sorry, carp shallow, with the bulk, a little bulk of stots, fishing about a float length. Bear in mind, them floats are only probably 3 to 4 inches long. We're fishing literally that float length over, just to try and drag it up that shelf a little bit. Well, it's not really a shelf, it's more like a beach. You can choose whatever depth you want to fish in here, and I think 14, 16 inches is probably about right. Right, let's have a look at that corn. Yeah, it's hooked too deep, mate. You've got to hook it like literally shallow. Yeah, That's better. Even if you go in from a different angle, like honestly, you don't want to hook it deep. You want as much point showing as you can. So we put a couple of baiting up feeders over there.
Desmond, you forgot your duty today.
No, I'm alright, don't worry about it, just use the middle net now. Oh, not happy. That swan's definitely got my attitude. Protect your edges at all costs. So, we're going to go down, see if we can get one on camera. I think Jamie's probably filming this now. So, obviously we've got that cover down there is a bit further than what we thought in Zolt's fishing 14.5. It's 16 metres that cover, don't look at it from here. So don't forget Zolt, just out from where you're fishing. And then just drag it in. That last fish was incredible. You literally, how the hell they come into shallow water like that and you don't see them is beyond me. But they're not tailing up, they're feeding like, they're not doing that. They're coming in like mopping it up really stealthily. That's all, you've got to strike.
I know.
Like, get your arm underneath your pole. There. That's a little fish bite, that. If you strike, follow through with it. Don't give it like, oh, shall I or shan't I? Try and hold your pole, float your pole up a little bit so you've got a bit less line. It's a bit of slack line. That's it, like that. So your line is like, you got your line, you got your pole up. Because they're aggressive, aren't they? When you get a bite down there, Jesus Christ, they're aggressive. I'm not sure if we'll get one on camera, but because we could be filming it for, well, you never know. It could be getting a bite straight away. You could be filming it for absolutely ages and ages.
By the way, you are really bad with the clicking.
No, I think I don't know what weight we got really. I reckon we got...
Yeah, because it's
we got
supposed to click it.
No, I'm not clicking it. We're not catching enough to click. I can work that out in my head.
Are you?
Well, I'm trying. You just concentrate on that because your striking's pretty
bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad on the pole. You need to like make sure you somehow get your hand underneath that section, which helps you lever up. Well, what we might have to do is go back out on that method because I think, like I said, with this.
I've got another feeder, baiting feeder as well. If you.
Yeah, I think we'll avoid that for a minute. I think we'll, yeah, we'll have a think about that one. I don't want to. It's like I don't want to put too much bait in down there either. I don't want to overgun it. Because I think when they want to come in, they'll come in.
Or I would fill it up already.
No, but yeah, so that you know, when they want to come in, they'll come in. If it was me, I would have probably gone 16 to that thing. But I think you're going to struggle with like.
Yeah.
Like.
I didn't.
Holding it.
I didn't go to the gym enough for that.
Well, nor do I. But you just got to have some guns on you, haven't you? So let's talk about the rest of the field on this lake. We can only vouch for the rest of the people on this lake. The guy to Zolt's left has had 1 or 2 carp, so it's been really, really, really slow for him. The guy to Zolt's right's probably had 6 carp. He's fishing down the edge at the moment, but he's not had one. And as you got the lake, Zolt's 2 to the left. He's had few carp. The guy down the other end of the lake, there's 2 guys down there. There's probably one in the middle that I can't see. They've actually done all right. Not sure about the weights they've got. So I think it's very close at the moment. We're gonna have to make a decision. I think we're gonna have to bite the bullet and go back out on the method. I do. I think we've had our little spurt down there for a minute, and we'll leave it. Let them build. Maybe let her build their confidence.
Start to lose feeding again.
Yeah, let her confidence go up. We just got to watch the swans don't come back. So I reckon, Zolt, let's get, let's go and have a go on that method and see if we can nick a couple of carp. Because that's just gone nothing, no signs or nothing.
Yes.
final hour. We're into the final hour now, and yeah, we had 3 down the edge. That was about 2 o'clock-ish, just gone 2 o'clock. We had 3 pretty quick. Then it just gone. So the wind is decided to definitely blow that way, so it's off our back now, which is a bit of a shame really, because I thought if it just did come this way, we might be able to catch a few more down the edge, but we had 3, and it's just gone completely. Unfortunately, Zolt's lost one on the feeder. It's his first one he's lost. Just come on, I don't know how big it was though. How big was it?
It was like average size, like 2-3 pounds probably.
Yeah. It's slow down this end. The guy to his right at the moment's playing one, but he's not beating Zolt. I reckon Zolt's probably got estimated 50 odd pound. The swans have been a bit of a pain because you don't want them down in your margin really, even though they do stir the bottom up. So we're back on the feed. The long pole has been, it is basically today, what I've seen of it is what we sort of spoke about yesterday, was the long pole is really not good. It's just not happening. It's been a bomb stroke method and down the edge, and they are not playing ball. I'm just hoping, keep my eye out down the edge. We just put half a pot of micros in, but
Trouble is you can't see.
you can't see
any sign
anything.
on
No,
the
you
edge.
can't. They're bloody stealthy, I'll tell you. They come in your, they could be coming in your peg, and you don't see an absolute sign. There's no colour in the water. There's no bow waves going off. There's no boiling. That thing is an absolute pain now, because it just keeps coming back, and got to try and stop it from going down the margins where he's fishing, to be honest. So that's it at the moment. An hour to go. Hopefully we can get a couple more. So just show him off. No, get your pole out there. Show him off, look, because he's an absolute nuisance. Jamie's just doing.
Thanks, Jamie.
I thought he was going to ride in them, Jamie. So yeah, at the moment it's hard. The guy to his left's he's packing up at the moment.
Is he?
Yeah, he's had enough. He's really struggled there. So in Zolt's area, Zolt's doing really well considering where he's drawn today. It's just a pity about the wind. I knew that wind. It's a gutter really. Just need that wind blowing at us, I think. But I think we're going to have to spend. I think we've got to spend the last 40 minutes down the edge. I do. The method's not happening. It's nearly 3:05.
What time we finish until?
4 o'clock. He doesn't even know what time we finish. Yeah, it's a tricky one at the moment to know what to do for the best. I think the best chance is, like I said, method and down the edge. So we'll keep you posted, and I'll do a bit of Desi cam if anything happens, and hopefully you can catch a couple before they're all out. We're back. Another one down the edge for Zoltus. It's unbelievable. They are literally fishing in 14 inches of water, and you do not see a thing. It's incredible. Zolt said that was a tiny fish. It's not a tiny fish. He's like, oh, it's a tiny fish. No.
Did you click my previous one?
Just chuck some pellets in for these. Don't want them swans going down there, mate. No, don't worry about that. That's it. Go on, get them in here, because we don't want them down there. We don't mind them down in here. We like swans, but we don't want them down in there really. He's all right. Keep them coming. Down to your right. Just get some pellets down to the right.
Guys, go there, please. Guys,
Come on,
Loads of
look,
food.
there's loads of food here for you. All right, feed them some maggots there, and that'll get them going. They like maggots, swans. Right, on a serious note, we got to try and no, down here, look, Zol, down here. Come on. What have I taught you about feeding chicks? So anyway, we're doing all right, but it's definitely fishing a bit better. So that's the second one down the edge, which is good. I reckon we're on about 40 odd pound at the moment, so we're doing all right. We had a bit of a disaster with the method feeder. Didn't result. Concentrate on what you're doing, mate. He's got about 2 other things going. I know he's got to try and feed the ducks as well. Nice though. Piece of corn over micros. No corn down there. I've had a few hard pellets. And I do that a lot on venues I'm not too sure about. We always got an option of banding putting a band on and fishing a hard 6 or an 8. But if we can get a few of these, I think it'll make a big difference today. They're not the big ones though. And you can probably see what happens. Them keep nets are on the bottom there, so it's pretty shallow. It goes out just like a beach, really. Got the swans going. Look, they're happy. They're really happy, mopping up the casters. We just don't want them. We don't really want them to go down to the left. Oh, he's having a stir up. Look. Oh, look at that. Look at that mud coming up. Yeah, they love that. Yeah, he's well happy with that. We're not fishing there, admittedly, but and what's happening in the rest of the match? Well, I think this guy over here, this is our end of the lake, he's caught quite steady. He's caught on a method, I think. Around Zolt, really. Bit of a struggle. Well done, Zolt. And I think this is what this day's going to be about. I think it's going to be about a bit of method. And down the edge. That long, short pole, 8 playing ball. It's not happening. So what are you going to do now, Zolt? Straight back down?
Yeah, just
So we've got some F1 corn. I think he did ask me, so do you want to put maggots on? The problem is the maggots. Yesterday we got a few perch problems, and it might just be the case if we can't catch them on corn, then we will put like 6 or 8 maggots on. But if we can catch on corn, it makes it a bit easier because you don't get pestered by little baby fish. So picking a nice chunky piece of corn, not too big. Always like the little pieces I do. Putting that large caddy up, just with micros, and let's get back down there, mate. Get yourself sorted. Got the duck down there, see? He's down there feeding. Not bothered about ducks so much. He says you don't want these great big units down there. So, catch up in a bit.
thank you, Desmond.
Well, we've got just under 35 minutes. He's just had one down the edge. Not a sign. What was that? Honestly, you are a baby.
I hooked myself.
You've got to grow a pair.
I
honestly, ladies and gentlemen, it's getting really bad, this. He's like a great big pansy. Right, have your float moved now?
Is it?
I don't know, is it? No.
No.
Don't tell me you haven't marked the depth. Your shot's all moved.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Good now.
Please don't tell me you haven't marked the depth. No, he hasn't marked the depth, and he's just got his float tangled up in his landing net. Now we're going to go down there, and it's going to be roughly where we're fishing.
Exactly.
So obviously what we've done, we had one on the
before.
method. I said the Zolt, them 2 anglers up there have definitely caught more on the feeder. I think they've had quite a nice little method feeder match, really. Yeah. And I just think if we can catch 3, maybe 4 down the edge, you put a few maggots in as well. We just told them to put a few deads in, a few dead maggots. Still fish corn on the hook, it might just get them in. But that is so good. It's literally in. Zolt's like, oh no, I'm not going to get a bite. So I move it. I said, no, leave it, just leave it. Be patient, set your trap in, leave it. And it's just like, not a single sign. It's just wallop, gets one. Probably £7, I would say that was. Been a bit unfortunate really with the size of fish down here, so I thought we might catch some real big fish. So we're going to stick on this now until the end. There's no point in trying anything else. The method's not really happening. It's just a shame this morning, that wind, I keep talking, I've probably said wind about 50 times in this video. But I really thought that yesterday's weather would have kept the fish down this end. So anyway, we're just gonna literally, we've been looking after that. Obviously when we've been fishing the feeder, we're putting like quarter of a pot of micros down there every 20 minutes or so. Look at that, look. See that little line of that? Might have been a little fish then, but you don't know.
I still put corn on the hook. I didn't put.
No, that's fine. Absolutely fine. I just don't want to go down there. I've seen people fishing with, I think, maggots down the edge. They've been catching roach and perch. Well, you want to sit there, be patient, not moving, and when it does go, you know it's going to be a quality fish. Looks amazing, doesn't it? That float just looks like it's going to bury at any time. Nice big yellow tip. I'd just like to have fished Zolt. If Zolt could have gone down 16 metres to that cover, it would have been nice. But you know, like a lot of us can, you know, fishing 16 metres is hard work, and you don't like hard work, do you?
Nope.
So he's opted for 14.5.
We're smarter than harder.
Whether we would have caught a few more, I'm not sure. Now, one thing I think to talk about, if I was actually fishing this match today, I would have definitely fished a waggler as well, tight to that island, which Zolt's not great at. He's probably never done it before, have you really?
I'm not sure that it would be a comedy or a tragedy.
Yeah, that's why we didn't really risk it. But if I'd have been on this peg today, I would have probably set up a method feeder like Zolt, definitely down the edge. Would have set up those 2 pole rigs, because you never know. But I think a waggler tight, chuck into that island and just keep,
100%.
keep casting it. It's quite a way. You'd have had to have fished quite a big waggler. I think that would have probably been possibly the winning way with the wind how it's been for us. That's what I would have done. But obviously, you know, you've only done sort of fixed waggler for bream and stuff.
Yes.
So we need to practice on that. We need to go out and have a practice on that. And yesterday it wasn't the right conditions for it. The wind was right to left, too strong to chuck a waggler out there that had been scooting through.
Yeah.
No good at all. Today, with the wind most off our back all day, it'd have been absolutely ideal. But we could just do with another couple. But it is setting a trap. They're not coming in, they're not staying. They're coming in, having a little look, and then they're off. And you're just hoping that one comes up to your hook bait and nails it. There's no point messing around with different hook baits at the moment, because just corn is probably, that's 4 we've had down there, which I think he's done brilliant to catch 4 down the edge. There's not been many down here moving about. You've only missed 2 line. You've only had 2 liners, haven't you? The rest of it's been like 4 bites.
It's incredible that it's you can't see any sign, no liner, no movement, nothing.
Well, I did say to Zolt, when I've been on a venue like this, you think, right, if I go down the shelf a little bit and fish in 2.5 foot, it'd be better. And these big fish, they just want to come up into like a foot, 14, 16 inches. You end up fishing 1.5 meters, if we were fishing 1.5 meters to the right of where we're fishing, oh, look at that great big ghosty. Did you see that big ghosty come up then?
See.
He was right up by that cover. I hope we catch him. That was a proper thing. That's the first one I've seen, really. I think it was a ghosty. It was like a big belly. Look, there he is. He's just come up now, look, right by his float.
I'm not sure that he's feeding. I think he's just...
No, he might have just been swimming around. There's definitely more... Oh, hello. That's all. Oh. I think that was a liner. I think what you want to do is come back, pot in again. I think you've missed your little opportunity there. I don't think it was a bite anyway. I think it was a liner. What's your rig? Look, get it on your rollers. No, your rig. You've got to be smooth. Charging it up and down like that is not good.
Hello.
Yes. Yeah. I've done that a few times in my life, so don't worry.
Yeah.
A few hundred.
But it's much more
So
fun.
we're gonna pot in again.
It's much more fun when I see you than it than.
I know it is though. I do try not to do it.
I'm always.
You've not set your rollers up. I know you run out of time. He's actually set his rollers up terrible. His first roller is fine. His second roller is about 4 foot too high. I did say to him earlier, I said, he said, oh, I forgot about that. It would have been nice to actually put some baiting up feeders by that island, to be fair. That might have caught us some more fish.
Don't go on that way, please.
Well, it was quite funny.
For you.
For me,
maybe.
it was. He said, do you think I could? I said, you'd do that, no problem. And he cast it, and it went smacking about an inch from the island, but it wasn't connected to his line. So, yeah, shame really. That's it, mate. Bang on. Another day you could come here and there'd be tails out all over the place down there. Do you know what I mean? Like indications, mud coming up, lots of fish feeding, and today it's not been like that. It will be once we've gone home.
Oh yeah.
I bet within half an hour of us packing up, they'll be in there. Typical, big units that are crafty. And I've been to venues where I've caught big weights down the edge and I've not really seen a fish. It always amazes me. Oh, result? Yes, mate. Well done. I reckon that, I don't know if that's fouled hooked or not, because it was a really slow bite, wasn't it?
Yes.
But again, not. I don't know if it's fouled hooked or not. I hope not. Steady, mate. Oh, that's a good one. It might be one of those ones that sort of give itself up. Come on, mate, you've done brilliant. We just want to see the editing side of that baiting up feeder going in, really. Jamie, did you get it on film? Did he? Of course he did. Oh, that's a good fish, mate. See, not having your roller set up has caused you nothing but grief. He's not even on his roller this time. He's forgot about it. Well, he's got it in between. He's on Jamie's tripod and the legs of the and he's got a massive roller. Right, come on, mate. Yeah, he's got the XL roller, the biggest one ever, and he still missed it. I love him, honestly. It's great fun. Come on, mate, get him out. Oh, he is, look at him. That's a good fish, that, mate. Thing is, you've caught more than anyone down the edge, and I think that gives you justice of,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's not been not being funny. We've had no wind hardly. Just make sure this one counts. If it comes off, I will lose the plot.
I know. That's what time we have.
We've got 5 minutes, so you've got time to possibly get another one. I thought this one was going to come in like a, but now it's decided to have a go. I'd love to fish a bit of meat, though, if you could allow meat here. Oh, it's clear, isn't it? The water is clear.
Mushy meat on the edge.
The fish definitely don't want to feed heavily at the moment. I wouldn't be bothered about mushy meat. I just want a piece of 6mm or 7mm on the hook. So whatever happens, mate, whatever the results is, you've done brilliant. I hope everybody has picked up some little tips. It's been a straightforward match, really, because there's been two ways of fishing it, which is probably quite unusual for a commercial nowadays. I mean, we'd like to have caught a load of these fish short on pellets or corn or whatever, but it just didn't seem, yesterday just didn't happen. And when we spoke last night, it was, I think we both come to the same conclusion. It was going to be a Method stroke bomb. And to be honest, the Method was the key yesterday for a lot of people.
Yes.
And I think it has been today. I think the winner will be the Method feeder. I just don't think I think the fish have just gone that way with the wind this morning or last night, whenever it changed. Because all the scum was down that end of the lake, and at the moment the scum is into that corner at that end. Come on, mate, let's see if we can get another one. Love you to get 2. That one, another one. 3 minutes. Yeah. You're gonna have to. Oh, go on, so have him. Yeah, perfectly hooked as well. Top lip. Thanks for coming. Superb. That's what we want. Get the hook out, mate. Bit of corn on. Feed that few micros and get back in there. We decided today to put a 4B10 on down there. The simple reason is, it was about not catching many fish, and you know, if there was a lot of big fish coming in your peg. I'll tell you, they've not been the big ones though, have they?
No.
Even down
I
the
was
end. They've been nice, bigger. But not them double figure jobbies.
Feeders, Vaders. What do you think?
Yeah, just put a few and just get down there ASAP. That's the most important. We ain't got much long. Just get in there, mate. See if we can nail one. Not sure whether we will have time to get one, but you know, at least we've had one. Oh, there is one down there. I can see the big black shape, look. So come on, get back down there, smooth as you can. Definitely, that time of day, they know. They start coming in. There's definitely one in there, mate. We could end up getting one more, you know. Come on, get in there. 1 minute, come on, get in there. Snap the micros straight in on the top of those micros. Right, get in there. And hopefully we'll have one like we did earlier, where it goes down and goes straight under. Right, don't move it. Come on. Let's have a nice bit of luck at the end. It's nice to actually come and do coaching uncoachable when it is hard, you know? When the fish ain't really bothered.
It's definitely much more difficult.
Oh, much more difficult. Yeah, a lot different. Yeah, it is hard. It is hard. But you've had to pick. Oh, there you go, mate. That's it. Oh, Zol!
Fish
on! Fish on! Zol's finished on a fish. The problem is it's about 1 inch long perch fouled hooked. Look at him. What an absolute beauty. I think that just sums it up, Zolt, really. Well done, mate. Oh, he's come off. He's come off. I don't think it's going to make any difference at all to the weight, that. Well done, mate. Awesome.
Thank you
well
very
done.
much, Des.
Absolutely brilliant. You've done really, really well. From this area of the lake today, I don't think there's much else you could have done. So there you go. That's it. Let's do. We'll wait for the scales to come round, and we'll have a little chat afterwards. Hopefully, I think he's done all right. Not sure about the other lake. There's 2 lakes in today. I just got a feeling after walking around last night, that second lake over the back, I reckon he'll take some beating. Not sure where Zolt's going to come. He's done well. I mean, this end of the lake, he's absolutely obliterated this end of the lake. And I think on the day, that's all he can ask for, really. The winds let us down.
Yeah, definitely.
You haven't let us down. So, job done.
Tried my best.
Let's wait for the scales and see how he's got on. The nets, the wave slings here. What's winning?
Hey up, 95.
Oh, God, was that on the other lake?
Yeah, and got 88.10 on here.
Yeah, we ain't got that. Be close. It's been hard.
Yeah,
it's been hard down this end.
Mate.
So that's his first way. Some nice fish in there. I reckon it's 30 odd. Yeah, 35. That's a bit more than what, I don't know actually. Oh, 75 would do.
35.3.
35.3, well done, Zolt. So 35.3 first way. 35.3 for first way. And he needs 68 for third.
68 for third.
think it'd be close that. Could this be another framing? Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know, it'd be close. I think it's just under, I do. You reckon?
38.
38. Well done, Zolt.
Where I am?
Well, you'll be third, I think.
Really?
Well, you were the last to weigh in.
38.8.
38.8. 74.
Oh no.
73.11.
Oh, what was second?
88.10.
Oh, 88. Well done, Zolt. Third, that, mate. Well done, mate. That's awesome for down this end of the lake. It's been tough, hasn't it?
Thank
Spot
you.
on. Does he win any DOS for that?
Yeah, they've all gone in it. He'll get a leg.
Hey,
Go on.
hey, you'll pay for your day.
Money back at least.
Money back at least, Zolt.
Happy days.
So there you go. What was it? What was the weight again? 60,
He's at
73.11. So great result.
Thank you, mate.
Great result. 95's won it off the other lake. There was an 88. I think the guy up there has had 88, mostly on the Method. I don't think there's been enough fish down here to compete on the Method, to be honest. I think that wind, unfortunately, if you look at all, if you go up there, Jamie, on the camera, look where the machine is, all that scum is blown down that end of the lake. All that scum yesterday was down here. So it's just a bit, you know, but I think for coaching and coachable, it has been completely different to what you guys have seen already. But he's had 5 down the edge, which I think on this lake, and how difficult they have been to catch.
I would, without you, I wouldn't have any on from the edge.
Well, no, you might not have fished 14.5. I mean, I think if you'd have gone 16, I think you might have caught a couple more by that cover.
Yeah.
You don't know, but
I'm a bit clumsy with the long pole.
you need to go down the gym and start getting some, like, you know, some muscles on you. And put some weight on as well, because that helps quite a lot, to be honest. It balances it out.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
balance it out.
It does balance it out. But I think Zolt's fish great. We've had a bit of a hiccup now and again, but that's what this thing's all about. We've had a snap off, which has cost us a bit of time, sort of messed us up a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah.
But I hope you've enjoyed it again. It just shows you, even on a tough part of the lake today, and I've always said this in videos, Zolt, haven't we, that if you can win your section from a tough area, that makes you a better angler. And I think Zolt's fished great today. Short pole, long pole.
It's definitely a few things I need to improve.
Yeah, but that's what this is all about, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
that's what it's all about. This is why we do these videos at the end of the day. But well done. I thought you had about. I was a bit panicked because I thought you had £60, but I think them 5 we've caught down the edge.
Yeah, because someone's supposed to click my fish.
I don't want to click it because I wanted to keep it in suspense.
Ah, thanks.
You know what I mean? This is a movie, isn't it? It's like Jaws, isn't it? You know what I mean? You don't know what's coming next. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed it. We've had a real good laugh, actually.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's been funny. And that's what makes these things for all of us, to keep us doing it again. Thanks for Jamie to filming it, because it is very, very difficult. As you can see, there is cameras everywhere. And for him to try and use 4 cameras plus the phone, plus put up with me and him having a meltdown. He's actually gone at the co-op and got us something to eat halfway through the match. Thank you very much, Jamie. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe on the YouTube channel if you've not already.
And see you on the next episode.
And yeah, see you on the next episode. Hopefully we'll go somewhere a bit different. So there you go. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.
See you later, guys.